Today, on This American Dice, what wisdom lies beyond the gates of death? What happens when someone above the law is finally put in a cell? And what secrets can be pieced together from fire, dead flesh, and a thirst for vengeance? Find out how it all happens today on This American Dice.
Back to Aji and Tayo and Korchia. So, I think Korchika is kind of like surrendering, and you look around and you realize that there are no more of his retainers. Like the only people standing wearing the Bayushi-man are Bayushi Korchika and Tayo if Tayo wears the Bayushi-man.
I feel Tayo doesn't even do that.
Yeah, so then it's just Bayushi Korchika is the only person like wearing that symbol. There's still like a good chunk of Thunder Guard there. Yogo Sako told you that he took like 40 or so of these guys. There's still a lot of them around. Not 40,
right?
But a lot of them. And we've also got Aji who's in his underwear.
Don't ask me why.
And
you asked me why.
Yeah.
So can I get Korchika to, I guess, come with us?
I think based on the rules, he agrees. He is not happy about it at all. And yeah, I think Jocho says, Jocho tells you to take his sword.
Is that protocol?
I don't know. In this, there might be like weird exceptions of like, no, as a samurai, you should still be able to have it. That's like a dumb enough rule in this world that would probably still exist. But where it's like, isn't that completely counter to whatever? But it might be the thing of like, since you're a family member of his, and you can take this and hold onto it, kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to try and angle for.
Right. So I think it might
or let him save face.
Right.
I'll just be like to Jocho, just like, all right, I understand. He's coming with us, in his own volition. Just let us handle it. And I start walking, and I'm like, can I hold your sword for you until we can sort this out?
So he is not happy about that at all. I don't think I'm going to make you make a roll about that, but just like the degree to which he's not pleased about that situation is palpable. Yeah. I think he'll... again, he's just like under his breath now, like gritting his teeth and just saying they're a bunch of rats. You can't trust these people at all.
I'll try and under my breath as we're walking. I guess like this. She's shown her hand. We're going to be able to. This helps you if you can believe it more than anything, because now that she's acted against you, this is going to let us. It's going to lead for us to being able to take her down. Just we're going to handle this. I promise. Kind of trying to calm him down. I guess. I don't know if that's a move, but that's kind of just the flavor of the walk.
Ooh. Okay. I think that works. Yeah, and so you guys just escort him basically back to the Civil Hall.
Yeah.
I'm kind of down for that to just go on, where like you just... the firefighters now that we see like you guys doing that, and we maybe just see Ishi still standing there just staring into the water. And eventually some more of the Moments Edge firefighters can come over and kind of start working on putting out some of these fires. A lot of the Thunder Guards stay there. And yeah, we see this column of what has got to be at least 15 Thunder Guard go back with, like, march back to the Civil Hall with you guys. It's like 10 or 15, somewhere between there. A dozen, let's say, and Jocho. And, and Aji. Again, Aji's in his underwear.
I think it's just thinking like it's kind of like Las Vegas. We're like, God damn, it's just Friday.
Did you see the new Crane Magistrates style?
Yeah. All right. I have to
Buck-ass
name. So I don't think he's nude, but We see a close up of Ugray's face, and we hear like the chiming of a bell, like you hear at a temple. And Ugray is in a place of calm, and it's some place that he is familiar with. Where is that place?
Probably like,
It can be in the city, or it can be back in the Dragonlands. Or
I think back at his family home, there was like a garden, and then there was like a gazebo in the middle of it.
Okay, so we see him in that gazebo, and he's wearing. He's not wearing the clothes that we usually see him wearing. The kind of like the dark green that the dragon usually wear. He's not wearing his sword belt with the wakizashi. Instead, he's wearing almost the clothes of a monk.
Okay.
And
the original concept of the character.
yeah, there you go. And so we see him, and he's kind of looking around, and we hear a voice kind of from behind him, and we turn, and he's not startled. And there's an old woman there, and she looks very old. Her face is very aged, but her eyes are very, very bright.
Do I recognize her?
So one of the interesting things is, stereotypically, Ugray would be thought to probably be the most religious of the characters, and yet we've never seen Ugray go to a temple on screen. So has that been happening off screen?
I guess I don't know if I know the religions well enough, but can he kind of practice and still be religious on his own without going to a temple?
Yeah,
so
pretty
then
much.
I don't think he goes to temples that often then.
Yeah, then you've never seen this woman before.
Okay.
She's very old, she has bright eyes, and she seems like she has like a lot of energy to her, as opposed to being like old and decrepit.
Does the audience recognize her?
Yeah, the audience recognizes this woman as High Priestess Mayo.
Yeah.
I think I'll just say, hello, how did you get into my family garden?
This is a place of peace, and it's a good place for you to come, given what's happened.
This isn't where I am, is it?
She says. She's like, there are some who believe that the spirit. There are those who say that the spirit is the truest thing of each man, and wherever his spirit is where he truly is.
I think that, I guess you would like offer her to sit, and then sit as well. Like, he was uncomfortable. Like, I know where I am, but I don't know where I am. But now it's like, okay,
I think you sit down in this gazebo, and we had alluded to this before, but maybe in this, it's like very, very obvious. This woman's not on the ground; she's like floating above the ground, and I think in this, while you're seeing her, it's like much more pronounced. So rather than being like inches above the ground, it's instead like she's hovering half a foot, or almost a foot off the ground.
I don't think I sit then in the gazebo seat. I'll like kneel down and
Sure.
Say, the building is still burning.
And I think that you can, if you focus on it, you can smell like burning. You can smell like the
burning Ugray.
Yeah, burning you. Yeah, no, just like burning the burning from the building, but also like the weird sweet incensey smell from the opium.
Okay. All right. I think I'll say, are you here as a visitor or as my own manifestation of chasing the dragon?
And she says, this is, I'm going to use the term pipe dream. She says, this is not merely an illusion of the dragon's song. Would she say that? Yeah, sure. This isn't merely an illusion of the dragon's song. This is you coming closer to truth, becoming more connected with your own spirit than you ever have before. It says this isn't the temporary dulling of the senses that opium brings on, but the clarity brought about by the loosening of your spirit's grip on. She wouldn't say it's your spirit's grip. I feel she almost is going to say it like as if your body is an obstacle to be overcome. A loosening of your spirit. Your spirit shaking loose its mortal baggage.
Well, then forgive my forwardness, but if this is me coming closer to my own spiritual enlightenment, what role do you have to play here?
She says, "I'm here to help you. There's a great darkness that's come over this city, and I want to help you how I can." She's like, I saw you here as a beacon of light, about to be extinguished. I want to help. I want to help breathe more life into that ember, so that light is not extinguished.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Are you a kami?
She says, basically, no, child, I'm not a kami.
All I need is your blood.
Yeah. No, she says, yeah, no. She'll just say, I'm not a kami, but through my connection to them, I have become a conduit for some of their power, some of their wisdom, not unlike yourself.
Do you know where the source of this darkness is, so that my allies and I can root it out?
I'll tell you, there's the darkness that you're looking for. Is only one part of a still greater darkness that threatens this city. Its machinations have helped to weave together many different plots that now are unfolding, and what seems like chaos has been orchestrated by that darkness.
My allies and I sought to uncover the mystery of the murder of the previous magistrate, and even this answer has eluded us all this time.
We suck. Like Christ.
My own attempts have felt fruitless at almost every pass. For every stone we turn, we find two roaches skitter away.
Two roaches passing each other in the night.
Yeah. If we are to unweave this coil, we need all the help we can get from people who are on our side.
And she'll say, you asked for the kami's wisdom. You asked for the kami's wisdom about finding your predecessor's murderer. And they said, I feel you just remember it again. She doesn't say it.
Steer away from things considered honorable and great, but keep on the lookout for great virtue. Is that the one?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly the one. Yeah. She'll say, like, you haven't looked under every rock. You've only been searching for paupers among princes. Instead, look to princes among paupers.
I will seek to honor your assistance.
I'm sorry, say that again. That my giggling like a girl.
That came out kind of dumb. I said I'll seek to honor your assistance. The idea being do justice to the fact that you're helping me.
All right. So I think I want to have you make a blessed roll.
Okay.
So there's this conversation, but I also might want you to, before you wake up, to have a realization of some kind or another. And I think how that goes is going to be determined by this blessed roll.
All right.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that. And pretty good.
13.
Awesome. Okay, good. I don't have to come up with it. What if it's in the middle? Yeah. You see like the light in the room kind of starts to. The light in the room. You're outside. The light fades. Not so much like it's becoming nighttime, where there's that kind of natural progression of the sun's movement, but instead it just kind of seems to fade down. And
The holodeck shutting down?
Yeah, kind of. And that the woman you were speaking with the bright eyes, like kind of disappears, and she, just as you, like after she's gone, you see an image of a woman with like a face on her tongue. And I feel you don't even see most of the woman's face. You just focus in on her mouth. And she just says, "They made me like this." And you see that the face on her tongue is exactly the face from that demon in the moon cave.
Right. Are we hanging out?
I think that's... I almost want to say that's the vision you get as you, like, wake up.
Right.
Come back to that shot of just Ishi staring into the water, like into the bay.
I don't know. I mean, does anybody say anything then? Because at this point, Ishi's like, okay, well, the danger's over.
Mm-hmm.
The demon's gone. Now, and like, damage control.
Yeah, I think...
People being extra weird.
I think when you, like, kind of turn around and look, like, a good chunk of time has gone by, almost like he's just been, like, tranced out, like, staring into the water. If that's cool. I don't think, like, hours. Not like he's just been gawking at the water for 6.5 hours. Like 10 or 15 minutes he's just been standing. Is that reasonable?
No. If you ever see a man staring at the water while a building burns down behind him for 10 or 15 minutes, no, unreasonable. But
I just think
sure for plot.
I just think that we need to have enough time to have moved by where now like the Moment's Edge firemen can come back where they're not like a monster's going to bite my head off if I try to put this fire out.
I get you.
And I think you're like, oh yeah, you're over here. And I think that this building and this building have all also just been like destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like destroyed by this fire.
So
like two neighboring other like warehouses.
Back to it. What do I see? Is it just those buildings are destroyed and there's a bunch of
you look back and like way more of this. This thing is basically like gutted. Only like 2 of the walls are still standing and they're still pretty burnt. The whole roof has collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And they...
Does Ishi know what's going on with you, right?
I don't think he does.
Mm-hmm. I'd probably go back to where I'd last seen them, which I guess was outside the building.
Somewhere, yeah, like you could kind of like wander through some of this rubble.
Look around.
The firemen are kind of moving some of this stuff, and some Edda have shown up to like take the bodies away. Mm-hmm. And you hear like, "There's another one over here," and they pull off some of the stuff, and yeah, you see Yugure, who's just been like smashed by a bunch of this debris.
Doctors aren't a thing in this world.
Like, again, there's like healers, but I think these guys are like when they say there's another one over here, they mean like there's another dead body over here.
No,
yeah,
I understand. Yeah, no, I'd run over and see what the hell's going on with Yugure. Is he truly dead?
Crap. I think for all intents and purposes, as far as you can tell, yeah, he's dead. Like he's like his skin's turned people. He's probably all covered in like soot and ash from the fire. But his skin is like cold to the touch. If you wipe some of that soot away, maybe his face is kind of like a purple color, like somebody who like asphyxiated or whatever.
How do people take care of the dead here that are more important than just pieces like dead people that you just throw in the crematorium? You can't take care of important dead people.
Ooh. So everybody's cremated, but there might be like a funeral where like maybe the body would be on display. I'm not 100% on that.
They empty the incinerator first, and then they put the hammer on it. So
there you go.
None of that.
None of that. Piled up the burn bits. I get you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably feel Ishi feels like he tried to help Ukraine and failed, and so he would take it upon himself to step again.
Yeah.
To give him a funeral, but like I don't know where his family is because I haven't seen them.
Almost a day.
Well, yeah. Well, you probably, I mean, theoretically, his family is at the magistrate residence. Unless you.
I forgot his literally been a day.
Yeah. You took the right out of the book? You pick the memory one?
Where he's ever work out fine. That's about how good my memory is.
Yeah.
His body to the magistrate's residence? I don't know how that shit works, alright?
I mean, if you do it,
yeah, I'll do it. I'll have
you can have them, the editor.
Yeah, I'm not going to take my damn son, can you? Yeah, so I guess I'd bring him to the magistrate's residence. I'd have Hida load him up on a cart, on an empty cart, not one already filled with dead bodies, or shit,
Yeah.
and bring it to the Magistrates residence.
We only have the dung cards.
I think
I'm taking good care of you, right?
I think there's an edit who's like starting to like do this, and then Eyebrows shows up.
Oh.
He basically kind of like waves the other guy away, and he's like, oh, I've got it, and he's very, again, he doesn't make eye contact, like looks down the ground and is like we got so busy when we heard that there was a fire, but I had something I found that I needed to show you.
What is it? This is obviously time to deal with that. What is it?
So he'll kind of like help like get Yugure's body onto the cart like that guy was doing. He holds out this dirty wad of rags, and he like kind of like opens it up. He like unwraps this thing, and it is kind of a disc of metal. It is like a somewhat melted, singed up medallion that he's like holding.
Take it. I mean, like, what does it look like?
So it looks pretty dirty. I don't know if you would necessarily want to take it from this untouchable person. And I think even if you do go to like reach to take it, he kind of like pulls it back.
Okay.
And he's like, I found this on one of the Thunder Guard at the warehouse fire. Not this one, but the last one.
That was where there were some people dressed up that weren't real, right?
That was where I don't know how much Tayo shared with you about this. Yeah. Would Tayo have told?
I don't remember what this factoid is going to be.
You remember you got there and there was like nobody in the Thunder Guard recognizes this dude, and this guy has a beard, and they're not allowed to have beards.
Oh yeah, I think I remember saying that.
Did you say?
Didn't I think that? I thought it was unicorn people.
Well, did you share that?
I think so. I have a reason not to.
Yeah, eyebrows basically says like, look, I found this medallion on one of the guards. No one said they recognized.
Okay, yeah, we definitely
Yeah, and if you look at it, it definitely is a unicorn medallion.
How does evidence work in this universe? If I just leave this shit with this other people won't believe me, right?
It's based on testimony.
Yeah. So his word means nothing.
So now your word.
Well, he's not even considered a person.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So his word means absolutely nothing. So like, I guess it's just me.
Yeah. But so he says, I thought you'd want to know. We found it before we like cremated the body.
Thank you so much, Eyebrows. It just raises some more questions. Like, now could you help me bring?
Oh yes, of course. He's like he hauls the body onto a cart, and to help you bring this corpse back across the Dragon Bridge back into the Noble Quarter. And then we hop over to the Civil Hall, and I think Yogo Asako is there, and she can talk with like the two of you. And Bayushi Korchika has kind of been put in a cell, much to his chagrin. He's not pleased about that at all.
Like the noble cell or something.
There are cells that are like a little bit that aren't like a dungeon. But I think this is also a society where jail is like often more of a waiting place before execution. So, but she'll remind you. She'll basically say like that order of appearance, like based on that order of appearance, like he's gonna be tortured.
Do we have any power to change that?
You could try to get a message to. I mean, aside from just getting them to change their minds, you know that if you were to get like someone else involved, whether it was like some other higher up, someone above the governor's head in some capacity or another, and you can think of, with the exception of like the Emperor,
the Emerald Champion,
like the Emerald Champion, or
the Emperor.
The Emerald Champion or Jesus.
Also, yes.
Okay, so 3 people. But aside from like the Emperor, the Emerald Champion would be one option to like get involved in this. and maybe this is what the conversation with Ryoko Owari was going on, where there's kind of like a legal strategizing, where she basically would say like he wouldn't be able to directly order her not to do this stuff because it's like kind of within her purview, and he's not
the Emerald Champion.
Yeah, the Emerald Champion. Like it would just be like a weighty. It'd be like the Pope tells you what you're doing is a very bad plan,
right?
Kind of a thing. Or the UN tells you that. That's almost a better way to look at it. Like he couldn't order her to, but if he directly got involved in the matter, that would be something. The person more directly,
like the daimyo, would be
the Scorpion Clan champion, the daimyo, but she showed you.
Yeah, I mean that seems. How far away is that?
A lot closer than any place where the Emerald Champion would be.
Okay,
that's true. Maybe a couple days at least.
Yeah, but it just through the weather, it might be tough.
Well, I think our best bet then is to get a message to him. How long can we postpone the interrogation, the torturing interrogation?
And she'll say, but she doesn't know. She's like, that's gonna be a tough one. It all depends on what do they really want to find out from him, or do they just want a confession?
Okay. Well, I feel like I'll talk to Ishi about it, but I guess that's going to be our best bet. So maybe I'll try to write up that letter in the meantime, but not send it yet.
Okay. So writing up a letter to Bayushi Shoju? Okay. But you're not going to send it yet?
No.
Okay. Well, when you do, I'll probably do something like when Branden sent a message to the Kuni Witch Hunter.
Yeah.
When
what a shitload.
Ishi sent a message to.
What a shitload, can I just say? That did not end well. So he's comparing things. I'm just saying, it's not going to go well for you. It's going to come to his town and belittle you.
Belittling will be tremendous.
So belittle.
You're going to lose your house. That's something for me. I'll take something for you.
Yeah, I guess mostly just because that last time was you're not the captain anymore. So I'm mostly just waiting for Ishi to approve that before I send it, I think.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting.
But he's not the captain?
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I was there.
Jeez.
I wasn't there.
They,
I know.
Yeah, Aji is Aji there with you guys? With you and Ryoko Owari?
I wouldn't send him out or anything.
Okay. He's
I'll give him a robe.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's wearing like someone else's robe.
Well, I got spare clothes in my office.
Yeah, maybe. Probably a distinct possibility, yeah.
What else don't they have?
He might be wearing like almost the equivalent of like a judge's robe. Like that you would normally just keep in this area and you don't wear it home.
Okay, why does this robe have Magda embroidered on it? That's weird. Who's that?
I was thinking staff. Like
you're wearing a shirt that says staff.
like the Civil Hall staff, like employee. I'm an employee.
So janitors.
Yeah, exactly. Sexy janitor. All right.
Yeah, so maybe it is weird. It's like, well, I have to wait until Ishi comes back before I send this, but I'll do that as soon as he can.
Okay. I think Ryoko Owari. This will be a way to try to bridge this, and then we're going to hop over in a second. I think she says, she'll say, and she says this mostly to Tayo. I think she doesn't really say it to Aji. Sure. It says it to Tayo like. Also, if you need assistance of people at the staff here for Yugure's funeral, I'll do whatever I can.
There we go. And then we have that reaction.
So Ishi is bringing Yugure's corpse, or having Eyebrows cart the corpse to the magistrate residence.
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know, not like just bring it into the open hall where like his children could see it if they were there. But
okay. I think when you arrive, the servants are there, but otherwise the place is entirely empty. I think when you get there and it's like, for dramatic effect, it's going to be like the sun is rising. Although that chain fucks up this timeline real crazily, but yeah, for dramatic effect, the sun is rising as you're coming in. And yet the house is empty. Like, there are servants that are there and are like, oh my.
Yeah, I'll like ask them like, hey, where's the Agasha family?
Oh, and we'll be like, like Lady Agasha, Lady Misaki is staying with. She's visiting relatives. There we go. They'll say is they're like the very polite way of dealing with that. Like she and the children are visiting relatives.
Where are they right now? Back in their homeland?
No, here in they're still here in the city.
I don't know anybody from his clan in this city, so I need to find somebody. I need that one lady.
Oh yeah, I think
not with
Ishi.
Yeah,
doesn't know anybody in this man's family. I don't think.
Oh, I was thinking that's in the clan.
In that clan,
that's the only other dragon person.
Not with any from the guy.
I mean, that's what Ishi says.
Do you think this servant would know where they were?
Well, she had some of them like help her, right? Or was it all from?
Oh wait, are you like hiding that? Like, oh, by the way, he died, or is it like the servant? Or is the servant gonna know? Like, oh, that dude's dead.
Oh no, the servant knows.
Okay, then yeah.
I don't give a shit about it. Yeah. Just the only thing I was gonna hide it from was like, not bringing it. Right into the hall where the kids are. Here's his dead body, by the way.
I think he'll say like, oh no, yeah. He looks saddened and he says, Lady Misaki and the children are with Master Yugure's sister-in-law's family, and you're like this telling like that this servant knows how to navigate this like weird
Is this Buttons? Blackmail.
Yeah.
Buttons?
Oh, it is Buttons. Look at this guy. This is Buttons. So yeah, he actually knows how this like
so he knows where
family relationship, and he'll say that she's visiting with Shosuro Gobai, and you know that's the I don't think you've met him on screen certainly, but that's the governor's brother-in-law, the brother of her deceased husband.
Yes, I would.
Josha's uncle.
Corpse here in the garden. But I'm gonna leave you outside so it's cold. I would go fucking be like, alright, well that's where I'm going next. I gotta go find Yugure's wife and give her the news.
Okay.
Yugure is super dead.
Alright.
Do what you gotta do.
Cool. And you start like you kind of like gather yourself up. Did you like change at all, or do you just head straight to Shosuro Gobai's?
I'm trying to like lessen the impact on his family, so I guess I would change.
Okay.
They have great
demon slime on you too.
Yeah. So you're on like a normal person outfit rather than your like a murder soldier armor.
I guess. If there's some sort of clean that shit or something.
Going unarmored?
Yeah,
you call it a dusty.
Your photos just fit over your armor.
Pretty much.
Isn't that?
It's kind of hard. So super baggy. I'm like normal people clothes on and go visit his family, which is probably super jarring for anybody that sees me because I don't think I've been seen with that armor in this whole game, except for like twice maybe for the audience. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'll change it to normal kimono, clean up, and go over there.
All right. I think you get over to Shosuro Gobai's house. It's a house that's very nice. It's in the old section of the town where most of the Scorpion live, and it's not like Bayushi Korochika's huge mansion. It's pretty darn big and it's very nice. There are like Thunder Guard like outside guarding the place, and if you like when you head up, that's the usual thing where like a servant comes out and greets you, and especially if you certainly tell the servant that you have like urgent news or whatever it is, you'll be kind of brought in for a while, and then Shosuro Gobai, who is a middle-aged man, somewhat balding, a little shorter than the average person in Rokugan, comes out. He's wearing kind of a stylized mask where it looks kind of like a boar's tusks. Yeah, I like to imagine that he has like a less ostentatious thing that looks like a bad Halloween costume. But he comes out and is like, kind of invites you more into, so you're not just sitting in a waiting room basically, but he invites you somewhere and the servant offers you tea, or it's super early in the morning, but who knows? It's cold. You need to warm up with tea or like some kind of brandy or something like that. And the Chosuru go by will say, "Yo, Ishi-san, welcome to my home. I'd like to offer you something, but from what I've been told, there's some grave news."
Yes, sadly, a member, a magistrate has passed, and I have come to speak to the Gasha family. I don't know what else they call him, his wife.
And he says,
His wife.
He says, like, that is sad indeed. In a way, Yugure-san was a relative of my own. And I'll say, perhaps it is best that she hear from one of his friends, and he'll like go and like get her. And
yeah, like it was the murdery one or the
which one of these folks was it? I don't think she's having issues with me. I don't think we even talked.
Do we need to see that scene with her like being told, or should that happen, or does that just happen off camera?
I feel like it's not a scene that would ever like get heard. It's just like you would see a single shot of her coming in and then being upset, and
right.
we would move on.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
That's good.
Okay.
Is she upset though?
Yeah, that's actually a question. Is she upset?
No, I think that she's like incredibly upset. She's like incredibly like crushed.
Like embarrassingly for the society.
Yeah, like for this, like I mean, it would be like understandable, but it's like a big, like a very significant outpouring of emotion. I do want to then hop to Yugure. And this is still based on that last roll that you made. Mm-hmm. All right. What is a question you have? Oh, just what's the question you've got? So yeah. So, because I think, yeah.
That's a good starter.
Or I guess we kind of did that already, and we said that you saw that woman's face as you woke up.
Yeah.
Do you want to stick with that, or do we want?
Who is that woman?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing that popped in my head, I feel like it's not really super relevant anymore. Maybe a question is, what's the motivation of the dark power? Kind of vague and kind of...
Oh, I think that this is just an elaboration on that image that you saw. You know, this woman who has the face on her tongue, who said like you made me this, or they made me this. You know that you see like a hand like kind of like touch her shoulder, and you know she's being forced to do this. This isn't the thing that she really wants to do, that she's being forced into it.
So wait, there's like a demon bound into somebody's tongue. And then the person whose tongue the demon's bound to is acting against her own will?
There is a woman who on her tongue is a face. Mm-hmm. It is the same face that you saw on that like flying demon in the moon cave.
Like the demon's face, or like the face that is on its tongue?
Yes.
They have similar tongues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and yeah, you can tell that she's being forced to do these things.
Okay.
And I think that you can get like a feeling of like the evil presence, and you know that woman with the face on her tongue is definitely Soshi Soryoku. You feel like a similar the similar presence that you felt in the house.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, and then I think Yugure wakes up. I think we see you do that. Like we see that the vision that you have, and you do that thing that people do in movies and cartoons and that kind of stuff, where they bolt upright, and you have that crazy gasp noise, and you scare the hell out of Eyebrows, who was in the process of changing your clothes. So you're like not in the outfit that you were in before. You're putting like clean clothes on you.
I kind of planned this reaction to waking up, which is like
Shoot lightning.
a little bit lost on Eyebrows, maybe. I'm just gonna like grab him by the arm, and like Yugray's really excited. It's like it was a gift from the kami.
My brother's like,
Or it was a gift from the gods. I spoke with the conduit of the kami, and I know the way.
Yeah, he's just like, oh. His big bushy eyebrows that normally cover up a lot of his eyes, but now they're like, of course, yes, absolutely. It's kind of like trying to bow, but you're also like holding him, so he like doesn't know quite how to do that.
Where are the magistrates? What happened to the demon?
I don't know. Lord Ishi-sama went to see someone to tell them about your death.
Death?
You were dead. You were dead.
I see. Look down at my clothes. Oh, okay.
Like funeral clothes or something?
Yeah, you're kind of like being like put in the outfit that like you might have for like an open casket funeral kind of thing. Like he's like putting you in like you're like my formal dress kimono like kind of thing. Like he's like was like starting to dress you in that. And he's like, oh God,
you're really shocked.
Man, I almost just want to like put it on. I don't know if that's too Jesus or something.
No, that's awesome.
I think you're halfway wearing it already.
Right.
Is it just like white robes or something?
Yeah, that's the whole deal. It's white. So it's just like a white kimono that's like made out of like very nice material and just very plain, stark white.
Oh, you went from the regular Iron Fist to the white Iron Fist.
Yes.
Hand off the white.
So yeah, I think I'll say thank you, Eyebrows. I'm sorry for wasting your time, and just like maybe if there's like one last bit that he didn't put on yet of this outfit, I just like put it on, and I'm gonna go.
It's gonna be great.
Ask the servants to try to figure out where did Ishi go, because I need to talk to all the magistrates.
Buttons comes out and is like, oh, what? And is also very shocked. I thought you had died.
I'm sorry for scaring you.
Oh no, it's a miracle.
Where did Ishi go?
Oh, Ishi went to tell your wife. To tell Mizuki-san.
I see. Perhaps I've delayed too long in going to see her. It's been a day, so.
So like,
actually, I don't know how long it's been. I've been dead, apparently.
I'd say it's probably like the equivalent of like 8 or 9 in the morning. Yeah, let's say like 8 in the morning.
So I'll ask him like, how long did you believe I was dead?
And like you were only brought here like, and this is Buns. Like Ishi-sama only brought you here like an hour ago at the most.
Not long.
Just at sunrise. You and the Ada brought you. Ishi-sama and the Ada brought you in.
I checked to see how dead I feel. I think I'm dead.
So that's a good question. So you didn't take damage because it was just like I just said like we'll just have that happen. Should he have to take one of those things where he like takes like a debility?
Or should I heal from such a rejuvenating experience? I'm just gonna. I guess I'll tell Buttons. Make sure the servants know. Make sure everyone knows I'm not dead, and I need to speak with. We need to have a meeting with the magistrates.
Okay. And I think Eyebrows just says like, oh, should I leave this? I'll leave this here in case Ishi-sama wants it or needs it.
What is it?
He says it was a medallion found on one of the Thunder Guard no one recognized at the attack, not last night but the previous night, 2 nights ago. There we go.
Does he?
I showed it to him earlier. I can leave this here, or I can take it with me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Did you not keep it, or?
I tried to grab it.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't let you take it.
Anyone
It
would
was dirty.
This is disgusting. So, that's it.
Should I give it to him?
Perhaps I'll clean it for him. There we are. I was in such a rush because of the fire last night. That's what I'll do. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity to clean more things.
Yeah.
At least it's not shit.
He bows and he gets the cart and he heads out.
Okay.
Is that there?
Wait, he's leaving?
Yeah.
Hey, you're not dead anymore. I need to be there. So that guy's not serious dead people.
Oh, eyebrows. Okay, yeah.
What do you think, Button?
I thought we were talking to Buttons.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just tell Buttons to spread the word I'm not dead. Good news.
Meanwhile, what are Tayo and Aji up to? Are you guys still kind of like waiting to meet up with everybody else? Oh no, you just heard that he had died.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Tony Riff was better than him.
So you made it him. Get in there.
It's already halfway done. Hey, throw him back in, boys.
Yeah,
He's already at medium.
But then who gets his stuff?
It's true.
I think this works out because I think Tayo's first thing would be to like, oh, get Yugure's wife and kids here. Because I feel Tayo's almost like, oh, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to give this wife a shit ton of money, basically. And I'm going to make, because he was already like tutoring those kids.
Or pay for the tutor,
Yeah, that's what I mean. So maybe I guess I would like send for them, but also I have no idea where they are. So because that would be a first inclination, but also he doesn't want to leave Korochika here. So he'd be like, well, hey servant, go find them. So that would make sense why he would get there way earlier.
Okay. We could have you make a roll about that to figure that out and find out maybe some additional information or what's up. But do you think that that's an appropriate thing, or is that like, I'll just ask these servants to figure this out?
Either way, it would make logical sense if that's what he would do, and especially since he got there first. So, I don't know if I'm trying to mechanically get anything out of it.
Okay.
Why not send me? I know you and his wife and kids. Or maybe you know that.
The way you said it was extra bad.
You pulled up in his van and you kept rubbing your hands together. That's why I didn't want you to do it.
Yeah, I feel if anything, I would be like, Aji, can you go get Ishi? No, I haven't seen him since he went to that burning building.
You didn't even see that. I was following you, and I wasn't.
That's true.
That's true, yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, we lost him during that thing.
If you heard Yugure dead somehow, you must have heard that she's the one who brought him back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can probably hear that easy. Makes sense.
Yeah, so I guess logic.
Oh, yeah, worry about it. It's fine. You guys just dead.
Yeah, we're in the civil hall, so they must be at the mansion. So can you just go there and get
Alright. So
Ishi?
I go there and I talk to Buttons.
I think
Buttons, the most important
when
NPC.
you arrive, Yugure is on the way out. I think you like kind of encounter him like he's leaving the house. So yeah, you just heard Yugure is dead, and now you just see him in this almost ghostly white outfit.
I was like, I gotta stop drinking.
Aji, if you heard that I was dead, it was
I got better.
It was incorrect. I was only I was having a vision from the gods.
I was only dead enough to get enlightened.
Have you seen Ishi?
I don't know anything. First you're not dead, and now you're telling me Yogo Osaka was actually wrong for the first time? I don't understand.
We need to have a meeting. I'll see you later. I just run away.
Can't deal with this. Look for my pipe.
What we gotta have happen is we just go to we get to Shosuro Gobai's house. And Aji doesn't follow Yugure, right?
Yeah.
I think that Yugure gets to Shisuru Gobai's estate.
And right out front, he realizes, I don't have any of my stuff. I don't have my badge.
Mhm.
I don't have my sword. I'm just like a guy in funeral clothes.
Yeah.
My wife left me.
You don't know
I
that.
died.
Yeah. Starring William H. Macy.
Now I'm gonna go, like, essentially knock on the door of this, like, mansion of a person I've never met.
You have met enough. Oh, in the very
You
beginning.
guys went to the party. I didn't. That's the reason I'm the only person who hasn't met him. But he knows it.
And you tried to individually speak with him before, but he just wasn't very forthcoming with information. I think the servant comes out like kind of usual to like meet you, and it's like oh, can I like? I think the servant like remembers you from the previous time that you came to the house, and is like, oh my, please, there's been, here, come inside, have a seat.
I would like to speak with my wife. Thank you.
He's like, well, why don't I run and get my master's not in at the moment. I'll be here. Come inside. Have some sake. I will be right back. And so, eventually, so you've told this woman this thing.
And you could show up, just be like, yeah, no, it's good.
And I think you've been there for like half an hour. Like this has gone on for a while. Yeah.
Please stop crying.
The servant comes in. Like there's like a knock on the door and speaks to Shisuru Gobai, and Shisuru Gobai says like, well, it seems that there's been apparently a mix-up, Ishi-san. Apparently, Yugure-san is not only alive but here.
Ironically, in my living room.
Yeah, he's in my living room.
What? What are you talking
I
about?
put all my living guests.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I
Don't go in that other room.
Storm out of the room. Goes, finds.
Yeah.
Or you think he's just like, what deal did he make a deal with?
Yeah, what the fuck's
I
going
need
on
to
here?
change.
Yeah, shit. He fucking survived.
But yeah, you kind of like storm into the other room, and yeah, there's Yugure. I guess like kind of standing in this waiting room, and he's wearing his funereal garb. And wearing his funeral whites.
I think I was sitting and actually about to take a sip of the sake. Ishi, thank you for coming to deliver the news. I hope I'm not too late to interrupt that.
Excuse me? We pulled you out of the... It collapsed on you.
Yes, many people I've encountered have told me they believed I was dead. I was crushed or covered in the beams of the burning building, but
Burned, yes, also as well.
I'm okay. I'm sorry for scaring you.
We'll have to discuss this later. Just, your wife is... This is up to you now.
Misaki, can I see her?
I don't think there's anybody else in the world she'd rather see right now. Besides you. I don't know. You know what I mean.
I'll go slowly toward the, if there are any sounds that might indicate her direction.
Good point.
I think she comes
Would
out.
be like barefoot? Surely you don't have like shoes, right? I'm just trying to make this Jesus thing.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just hadn't done that yet.
Oh, yeah, but you walk here barefoot because he wasn't thinking about anything else. Yeah, here is Jesus.
But yeah, so I think Mizuki is. She's very confused.
Is there Jesus Methodist Universe?
It's Shinsei. I think Mizuki is like at first like extremely confused, but then she's just very glad that you are not dead. And she's, if you tell her like, do you tell her like, yes, I did die, and then now I'm not dead?
I got that.
Or
Yeah, and if she will, like, let me, I mean, she might not, but I will tell her just literally everything that happened to
Oh,
me
my God.
in my
Oh,
life
Jesus. That is not the right move.
up until this point.
Okay. I'd be like, stuff.
The demons.
a lot of it, she's just like, I think she's having a hard time kind of following what you're saying,
Right.
and I think that the idea that she comes off with is that there was a mistake, and you just got very badly hurt.
Which, pretty reasonable conclusion.
No.
Yeah, but then so like, and some of like what you're describing is like bad
When it's-
dreams or something like
When
that.
it's clear that that's as far as she's going to be able go level with me, I'll say, yeah, I've been unconscious for several hours. My heartbeat and breathing were very low. You must forgive them for misunderstanding, and please forgive me for bringing you to this terrible, dangerous city.
Okay.
I know that you feel safer here, and you are running a business with our sister. I only hope that you will let me in, and maybe I can help you with what's going on. But for now, it's just good to see you. And I don't know, it hasn't been like that long since he's seen her, but like I'm gonna try to convey like that it feels like a long time because there's been so much metaphorical distance.
Okay. And so I think she's extremely glad to see that you are alive. I don't think it like requires any kind of move or anything like that
For the reason that you're lying.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm alive. Are you lying, maybe? Maybe not actually.
We'll see about that.
Offer some concrete.
That was the concrete about your life.
Slap to the face.
Do you want her to come back to the magistrate's residence?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. You'd rather her stay here?
Well, I mean, if she gives any indication that she'd rather go home, or if she was here just to spite me for something or some reason like that, then yeah, I'd like her to come back. But if she doesn't indicate that, then I will assume that she came here because she wanted to, because she feels safer, because she feels like the kids are safer, and she's doing this business thing that she's...
I think she came here just as a like a jumping off point to then leave town and go back up north to Dragonlands. So I think that if her intention wasn't to stay here, it was probably just like to stay there until like she can, with Gobai who's a businessman, like figure out like easy travel to that to the north. But if you want her to stay and to come back to the magistrate residence, I think you can. It'd be reasonable that she would want to do that. That she'd be like amenable to that, to like coming back to the magistrate residence, at least to make
How
sure
about
set.
Can I ask her to come home soon? These things are still boiling, and soon we will have taken care of it, and the city will be safe. I hope you'll return then. Please don't leave the city.
Okay.
Unless like everything's like burning and stuff like that. Just but
Okay, I think this one is a manipulate roll.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get her to like stay at this place. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 7 plus your water.
1, so 8.
8.
All right. Concrete assurance. I mean, I'm gonna say, look. Concrete assurance that she should stay, or concrete assurance that she should come back and live with me soon.
Well, I thought you wanted her to like stay at Gobai's
for now.
Right. Yeah, since that got kind of like more complicated, that's why I was like, let's have the
Sure, I'm
roll
just
for
not
that.
sure what part I'm trying to provide.
Let's go along with your plan.
Okay, so look, it's dangerous right now. You were right to be scared. Untake the kids. I died. Look at what I'm wearing. I didn't dress myself. This is dangerous. The things that you saw were part of that danger. The reason I died last night is part of that danger. So I want to be with you again. I would die 100 more times sooner than I would see you or our kids come to harm.
1 and 2.
Right.
I thought you were going to say, I want to be with you again.
What? Concrete assurance? Or I don't know, I guess I was offering it more as proof. Was the fact that I died?
What is an actionable thing that you could do to make it feel to make her think like, okay, this plan that he has is a solid plan or a good plan?
Ishi slayed him. How's that?
You slayed a Kermit the Frog.
This is also just a weird looking Kermit the Frog.
I mean, I guess she came here with plans to just leave, but I almost want to appeal to her own sense of safety. Like, her intuition was to get out of that magistrate house, which is all I'm asking her to do right now.
You're asking her to stay in the city, right?
Well, there's a lot of levels to my thing. Part of it is stay in the city later. For now, stay in this house because this isn't the focal point of disaster. I mean, I guess I could say like there are. I don't know. I was gonna say there are a lot of people, a lot of important people, and I'm sure you heard about like the assault on like another samurai's house recently, and kidnappings, and this house hasn't been part of that, right?
Which house? Go by?
Yeah. I mean, his niece was his sister Kimmy was kidnapped by Korchika.
Yeah, so that's kind of a harsh argument to try to argue, but she's only continually been kidnapped this whole time. I promised to save her. That's not the thing to do about all the things I have to do still in this game. Save everybody.
I think I was just getting. I don't know. I didn't realize it was the same guy that was kind of involved in all this stuff.
So what's the goal that she should stay?
She shouldn't leave the city, but now you're questioning whether you want her to stay in this place.
Yeah, I think I'd rather in that case just come back to the magistrate house. Make it out.
That's all I need to do.
Well, that's what she was gonna do anyway.
That's true.
I misunderstood which house. I thought this was like.
This is somebody who's not involved at all.
Right.
Everybody's involved in it.
Oh, you could say how you saw Ishi just like fight that demon off.
No, I'm saying, or maybe that you've almost figured out, like, this whole crime thing. You found who's responsible. Maybe, you know.
So now you want her to come back to the magistrate house?
Yeah. I'm still in a haze from.
Yeah, I died, guys.
Yeah, the thing is, she's fine with that. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, she'll do that.
I'm not to convince you anything. No, fuck it.
Might be.
Yeah, no, you're good. All right. And you're just staying at the Civil Hall?
With what's his name?
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to leave him alone.
Okay.
I guess I could try to be talking to Korchika.
Yeah, I was going to say it would make sense if there was a scene where you were talking to him, but
Also, did you tell Aji to, like, give me about that too, or no?
Just to bring you here so that we could talk about that.
Just want to make sure.
okay. But yeah, Korchika is just in one of these cells.
Yeah, and we don't have any other prisoners at the moment, right?
There might be some people in there, but we could say no for all intents and
It
purposes.
don't matter.
It's like, oh, let all these drunk people out. They're fine. They're sober now.
Yeah, something like that could work.
So we're kind of alone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what happened, cousin?
He says, it just says exactly what I told you would happen. It was only a matter of time before she made her move. Looks like she did. I didn't expect it to look like that.
She definitely overplayed herself. There has to be something more to it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. But right now I'm going to send a letter to the daimyo. It's the only person who can really go above her.
I think Korchika isn't crazy about that idea. He's not like super thrilled about that.
Why not?
Would you rather die?
Sounds like you're reading. Sure. All right. 12. Damn, so we got 8 plus
3, so 11.
11. Okay.
Some questions. Oh, hey, does any of my read a situation moves count for that?
For this? I don't think so. Let's see. We haven't read a situation for a bit.
It's the last move I made.
That's true, but it was in like kind of another scene about the fight.
Yeah, none of these answers really go up. Alright, I'll just ask from these boring lists.
So hard.
What's your character really feeling?
He's not crazy about the idea of going to Shoju about it. By Ishi Shoju, the head of the Scorpion clan, for fear that basically like that this position will be taken away from him.
Okay. Well, the other option is you'll be tortured and possibly executed.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
Okay, but he's not like blocking it. He's just like, this sucks.
He's kind of like impotent to deal with it at the moment. Where it's like, if you're going to contact somebody, he can't stop you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's what she wrote up is they want to, interrogate you. This is, I think, the only way that we can stop that from happening. But I'm hoping this, like, she has to be desperate if this is what she's doing. So I hope that means this is close to an end.
And I think he's just like, what even happened last night?
Oh, I don't know about that medallion thing yet, but there's definitely magic involved. There's that. I'm sure you saw it too, that Oni was in there, and that fire was obviously started by someone communicating with the kami. Fire doesn't just start like that.
So it's just like they told me on the boat. That thing's just erupted into flames.
It's I feel it's still the only theory I have going is that it's Soshi Seryoku. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still interfering with things, but at the same time, the governor had to have some part in it because she wrote up that warrant. Is it possible they'd still be working together?
Maybe Seryoku's. He says maybe Seryoku's bluster and complaining was just a mask.
Man, I don't know if I can really get any other information out of it. But there's not really any information we need from it, is there? Can either of you magistrates think of it?
Does he know why Hyobu would do something like this?
He'll probably just say, "Get my opium."
Yeah, this was her making it. This was her making her move. He kind of already said to shut down his whole operation.
I guess, what does your character wish I do? That's good.
All right. He wants you to talk to Otato, his son.
Okay. That's something.
Yeah, there's a few. And you can almost sense some of what this is. He's basically tells him like there's a few of the former merchants that had worked for Seryoku, and maybe he can find those merchants to kind of restart some of the business. And you could tell that he's almost setting this up as if he's got something going on, even if he is maybe taken out of this position by Bayushi Shoju, or if he dies in custody, then at least his son will have something. So he's just here's something that my son needs to basically do, because there's a good chance that I'm not going to make it out of this alive, or if I do, Bayushi Shoju, the Scorpion Clan champion, is going to say you're not in this position anymore. And if the son can at least have built up something, then maybe his son could take over, and basically he'll be thrown into early retirement.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
So get Otato hustling, looking for these people, because if he can find them, he can build something up.
Is that the general protocol? If it's you got to step down from the city, it would just go hereditarily?
Yeah, so much of this stuff is just hereditary. Yeah.
I guess, what does the character intend to do? That's my last one.
Yeah.
Basically nothing, huh?
Yeah, he has to just not. He just has to steel himself to not crack under the torture. So if he's going to get tortured, he knows that they don't. If they're legitimately trying to torture him, he knows he didn't organize these attacks against anybody. He knows he's not responsible for these attacks. He knows he is responsible for kidnapping Shisuru Kemi. But any of the information that they would find out wouldn't be useful to them. It would just be to torture him to get him to admit to what you and they know is true, that he's involved in opium stuff. And so it's almost a foregone conclusion. And then just once they've done that, then he's admitted to that thing, and his credibility is down the tubes. Because then it's his own testimony against him.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess the only thing I can really do is send a message to Otaru about that, or
But you're going to try to stay in the civil hall, like you're trying to not go anyplace.
Especially no, the magistrates here.
Yes, servants.
Courtier's got the best server in the game.
Yeah, maybe I'll just send a message for Tadu to meet as soon as possible, I guess.
Okay.
And yeah, as I wait for these other people.
All right.
Would it make more sense if I just sent him a letter of shit to do, or do you think it would be better to actually talk to him?
Tado? We can. It's up to you. You just say like I've spoken with your father, and here are these things that we thought you should do.
Yeah, maybe that. I'll just do that. That'll be easy. So I'll tell them specifically like, oh, it doesn't look great for your father. I think you should start making plans to take over. And one thing he suggests is trying to track down Serioku's former people. And I think it was kind of not do what Korojika said, but just like, oh, because I need to interview them.
Okay.
But maybe like the underlining, like, I guess you could hire them if you want, but really, like, we should probably be talking to those people too.
The scene that you're looking for is to like get the four of you in a room together.
Yeah, I mean, we could just end with all of us coming to that meeting hall. Just like, we need to talk about something.
We all sit down with something in our eyes.
For a moment, that's going to take some time.
It not only like has all four of you come in, but it shows a quick chunk of like the evidence that each of you has, like where it's like a quick little like flashback where we see like I found this unicorn medallion in the blah 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 blah. And just you talking with that Thunder Guard, like never seen either of these guys in my whole life. Like, why those would have to be two different kinds of magic. What piece of this puzzle does Aji have? I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I think some of the stuff of, Shinjo Sanafusa being like the Ryushis are rats. They stole this stuff from me.
City of Lies is Toan as Kakita Aji, Branden as Hida Ishi, David as Bayushi Tayo, Andrew as Agasha Yugure, and Austin as your Game Master. The theme music for City of Lies is Mission of Danger by Lobo Loco. Additional music for this episode includes 10 to It by Osiris Saley.
This American Dice Ryoko Owari City of Lies uses the City of Lies box set by Greg Stolz, published by Alderac Entertainment Group. The mechanics used is a modified PBTA system by Brendan Taylor of Galileo Games. Join us next time for more This American Dice. Hey everybody, if you could please rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcatcher, it would really help This American Dice. And for every 5-star review we receive, we'll read it on air. Join us next week for another episode of This American Dice.